This is the new 2019 Mark 4.5. It's almost identical to the 2014 Mark 4, but it's got some internal changes that improve the sound, decrease distortion, and it has a new battery as well, which makes it slightly lighter. The speaker's slightly lighter than the original Mark 4 as well. So on the side here we have a battery meter. Turn it on, press this, gives you an indication of the battery life. At the moment we've got 2 LEDs out of a possible of 5. And you've got an on LED here, which if you turn the limiter off, which I'll come to in a moment, if you turn the limiter off, this will flash if it senses distortion, but normally you'd want to keep the limiter on, and you can read about that and why in the operating instructions. Volume gain. Also for recharging, you put this in the recharge position, on, off recharge there. You can't recharge it whilst you're using it, and you can't power it from the charger. We'll cover that all a bit more in a moment. You've got 3 inputs on here, 3.5mm screw locking. Comes with 2 as standard, but this one's got 3. This is for power in and power out. So you can power this unit via this cable from another external power source, such as a 12-volt sealed lead acid battery. That's generally what I advise. It is possible to power it from other batteries. There's more information about that in the operating instructions. But also you can use this socket as a power out to power other equipment from this internal battery. For example, here I've got a USB power output cable. So connect that up, and then when you turn it on, it activates this USB little transformer. So you can use that to power something like a USB powered mixer. If you're a musician, you can plug all your instruments and microphone, etc. into your USB powered mixer, and then have a cable coming out of that into this. So that means you don't have to have another power supply for your mixer. You can also recharge a phone off it, or for a preamp, or lots of other things. I do also sell other 12-volt and 9-volt transformers, which you can plug into here to power effects pedals, things like that. This is to connect up a second speaker thing. It's here, which is really just a speaker in a box. It has some acoustic trickery going on, but there's no amplifier or battery in this. So just a speaker. Fuse here. Good to take the fuse out when you're travelling, particularly on a plane. Keep the fuse with you in your pocket so you can show that it does actually work if you're asked to. That's a requirement nowadays from the Civil Aviation Authority. And I would always advise keeping this in your hand luggage as well. You can put the thing in the hold luggage, but keep this in hand luggage. So there's the limiter. So this senses distortion and then reduces the volume momentarily to cut the distortion. Generally advisable to keep it on. So I'll play some music, and you can see what it sounds like. And there'll be some further video along in a moment of it being played a bit louder and in better environments, and some reviews from musicians and performers. All of these inputs and outputs are all screw locking, which help to reduce crackles from poor connections and makes them just more reliable. There's 5 meters of cable here. You can have different lengths and extension cables as well. This is a remote control MP3 player. I also make called a Q-Thing, which you find on the website. It's all programmable, lots of different functions, and you can link it up to this, which is a remote control for it. So you can have a key fob just in your pocket or in your costume, wherever you like. This plugs into here, and then the remote key fob will activate these various functions. Today I'm just going to press the buttons on it. So turn the PA on. It takes about 4 seconds for it to go through a sort of cycle to test cycle. And it's not playing because I haven't plugged it in with the screw locking input cable.
2.
And just get it to Roland.
1.
It's a very clean sound. Whatever signal you put into it is what you're going to get out of it. It doesn't colour the sound in any way. I'll turn it up loud in a moment. That's just running at a fraction of what it's capable of. This unit has an 80 Hz high pass filter. So that means that frequencies below 80 Hz are not cut, but they are reduced at a level of 12 decibels per octave. So it kind of slides off slowly.
Yeah, go on and tell your little boy. See you turn around down, girl, I love my life.
I'll briefly turn it up to full volume with the limiter turned on, but it may well overload the microphone on pen. I can't leave it at that volume around here, being a residential area. You can of course use this just on its own. You don't have to connect it up to the second speaker. It makes it very adaptable for lots of different situations. And if you're working in the round with a large audience, then it's quite good having the 2 speakers, because you can point them in different directions so you don't have hot spots and cold spots. That's very useful. Not many PAs you're able to do that with. But also equally you can just carry this around. The specifications for the size and the weight are on the website. Just put a different bit of music on. So you get 5 metres of this cable as standard. You can buy more, you can have in different sections, extension cables, whatever you want. Most things are customisable. This is the charger, made by Mascot, one of the world leaders in battery chargers. It's got a lithium-ion internal battery. It comes with a UK mains plug as standard. But you can also buy, this is a European one, buy a European one from me if you want, or a US one. This is the power in-out cable to connect it up to an external battery, and you've got the USB cable covered. And you can also buy from me different sorts of screw locking input cables. This one's a stereo input cable. I do a stereo to mono cable, which is good if you're just using this unit on its own. If you had a stereo recording, you'd really want to connect up to a stereo to mono converter cable, otherwise you're going to miss out on one half of the recording. And also do some for radio mics as well. You don't want to use a standard stereo cable for a radio mic, because you normally only get sound out of one speaker. You need a special cable for that. That's probably about it. So you'll see some reviews and more video in a moment. Yeah, I would turn it up a bit. Bit more, bit more. Yeah.
Music's really my love, and it's my passion and what I want to do. Traveling, first of all, helps in the writing process. Traveling helps with the inspirational process as well. So being able to put the two together, I mean, I think if you can't play on a street in Columbia and entertain, then I really don't know how you're going to perform in a huge venue here. You know, it started off as just a gig on the road and being weight limited to, hey, let's see how much we could play. So I've played on the streets of Budapest, Frankfurt, Prague. I've played shows down in Mexico and Puerto Escondido with a band down there, all with the GS Mini and the stuff thing. So it's been really nice. Equipment that I use, everything's kind of been a process. You know, if you get online, you try to find out the absolute best equipment for what you need, and that's a little bit difficult when your needs are a little bit different. So I started traveling with my gear, and I think the first one was a road show I had to do in Mexico, and the small plane that we took down there, it was weight limited. Doing research online, trying to find the ultimate lightweight kit that I could travel with. And each trip that I would do, you know, we would kind of find out through trial and error, hit or miss, what worked and what didn't. And as of right now, I'd have a hard time getting a much lighter rig. The amp, because they're custom made, the sky's the limit. So I needed a power out to run my mixer. I needed all kinds of different things, and he was able to, through a little bit of correspondence, was able to come back. And when it showed up, I first plugged it in, and like we were all shocked. So it's battery powered and will run for 5 hours, which is more than you want to sing. So there's no limitation on battery.
It's bringing me down, 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 down. Yeah, it's bringing me down. The second hand was broken, I was waiting for my moment. I was running to the river, that's you. You never give me nothing, so baby, I got nothing. I got nothing to lose. I got nothing to lose. Yeah, I got nothing to lose. And I got nothing to prove.
I like that ring. It gives you, it adds a little ambiance to your stuff, so it sounded good out here.
This is a quick test I'm going to do outside in green space, because green spaces are quite difficult to fill with audio, because the ground and the grass and the trees all absorb sound and there are no reflective surfaces. On a street you'll find that the sound will bounce off the buildings and off the pavement and it'll sound louder. So this is quite a difficult space. The camera has quite a sophisticated microphone, so when the volume goes over, let's say, an arbitrary amount here, it won't actually sound any louder on the camera. So although the volume will increase, it won't sound any louder on the camera. So I'll do a bit of clapping so that you can hear the difference between the clapping and the audio, hopefully. So it's a nice clean, crisp sound, which is how I would normally advise it being used.
I look up to the little bird that glides across the sky.
I'm now going to turn it up to full volume and leave the limiter turned on. So the limiter is now compensating for a small amount of distortion. Which still keeps it a pretty clean sound. I'm now going to turn the limiter off so you can hear what the sound is like with no limiting at all.